Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today for the second time for the review for Real Housewives of Potomac Season 6, The Reunion Part 4. I say the second time because I actually recorded this yesterday when I did Soul Train Awards and Insecure, and for whatever reason, Real Housewives of Potomac, I lost half of the video. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know if I have gremlins or whatever, but I've been having so many issues lately. I don't know if I'm just overlooking, rushing, trying to do too much. I've got to slow down. My mom said anytime you be making a whole bunch of mistakes, it's because you're not paying attention. You rushing. So I've been having too many mishaps. So we are now Tuesday morning recording this again before work. It is 7:45 and I have to get to work by 8:30. So we got to get this review done. This was the one with Nicki Minaj. Did it give you all that you needed? I did get a couple of good giggles off of it. So, I mean, I guess it was okay, but still 4 episodes, child. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, you guys. The review. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, so the show, opened. Remember at the end of last week when Nicki came out, she asked Ashley was the reason why she was so willing to be Giselle's, mouthpiece and fuck Wendy all up like that is because she ain't had no storyline, and Ashley says, excuse me, my family is my storyline. I've been on this show for 6 seasons. Of course she has a storyline. She has a reason to be there. And no, she was not trying to do anything for Giselle. And, Nikki's whole thing was she should have stayed home. All right. But she's a working woman and she has a show to film, so she can't stay home. And Nikki couldn't understand why you lugging all your breast milk up there and doing all of that when you could have just stayed your ass at home. I guess Ashley had just had the baby a couple of weeks before they had filmed that trip. Anyway, Wendy said that she didn't feel like Ashley was being malicious. And Nikki looked at Wendy and was like, bullshit. You don't think that was malicious what she did? No, she only thinks that Giselle was being malicious. I said, oh, okay, Wendy. And even Robin said that Ashley did not realize the effect that she had on everything, when she said what she said and then she left. She didn't realize the fallout. I mean, whatever. What about Nikki asking Robin? Now, it's clear that Robin is one of Nikki's favorites. When she said that she could tell that Juan and Robin had all this sexual chemistry this season, and are they having more sex or what are they doing? I was just like, sexual chemistry. Juan was on all of 2 or 3 episodes, and 2 of the episodes they was arguing. Okay, so it was just like, when did you see this sexual energy? At the wedding? I don't understand. So, but Robin loved the question, she said that Juan loves the fact that she's doing her business and is doing well. That is sexy to him. I mean, that's usually sexy to men, as a successful woman, somebody that can carry their weight, especially when I guess they've had financial problems in the past. So yeah, Juan does like seeing Robin do that. And I mean, I guess that gets him, I was gonna say moist. I guess that was Nikki buttering up Robin, because then she hits her with the Barb say that she is Giselle's lapdog, basically, and she only does and says what Giselle does and says. The part when she says, "Are we mad at Wendy?" She was just like, "We? Like, what are we? You got to wait for Giselle to tell you we." And Robin was like, no. I wasn't saying we as in me and her. I was talking about as a group. Like, what exactly are we all upset about? Then she asked her if they're secret lovers. Even though there has been rumors floating around about Robin, and I guess maybe I may have gotten a lesbian tease once or twice throughout these 6 seasons that they've been on. I've never really got it with Giselle. No, I don't think that these two have been bumping cooches or anything like that. So they kind of laugh about it. Did you guys share a hotel room before? Yeah, we did, actually, at Andy's baby shower. But yeah, I don't think that these two actually were, even though people always say that, and then they make a little joke out of it. Giselle was like, okay, if we was getting paid, because Nikki was like, if I gave, if somebody gave you $100 million, like, who would you sleep with? They was like, oh, we'd have a threesome. It would be me, it would be Giselle, Robin, and Ashley. When Robin says you, Nikki, Nikki was like, oh, don't tempt me. I was just like, because she was just like, oh, you're just gorgeous. And I was like, oh, okay, Nikki do have a little crushy poo on Robin. Then she asked Robin, does she think that Michael is sexually attracted to Juan? And, of course, they're all just like, oh, my God. And Robin just kind of laughs. And Ashley was like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean, like sexually? And she was just like, yes, girl. What other way is there? We friendly attracted, no. Sexually attracted, and Robin just finally does say yes. Ashley says that was a joke. Okay, we will never understand the Juan and Michael connection. That romance is just something different. But Nikki does commend Juan for, standing in his manhood, but still being okay with being Michael's friend, considering Michael said that he wanted to suck his dick, So kudos to Juan. So then Nikki turns her attention to Giselle and Karen, and she asks Giselle about the whole Uncle Jessup saying that, she was going to lose her looks as she got older. And Giselle says that she wasn't wishing death on him, which we've already established that. And she also said that she was hurt that he was saying something like that. I said, girl, now this is the first time you said that you was hurt. But I mean, okay. What about you always age shaming Karen? You do it all the time. And Karen just like, oh, you know what? I don't even care. I say it all the time. I look good for my age. I'm 58 years old and I look great. Karen says she takes care of herself. She works out. She eats right. She gets her rest. She spends her time with her man. Life is good. And everybody was like, yeah, you actually do look good, Karen. But you did not look like this the first season. It's clear that Karen has had some work done. She said that she's had fillers put in, and she actually looks like she's had a lot of work done. But they also now have, real makeup artists, and, she can afford nicer wigs. I mean, it seems like she could afford them then. I think maybe she didn't know where to get them then. But now she has nice wigs, and she's always done up, and she has her stylist and all that. So she's got a team now, clearly. They told her she looked like she was in her 60s when they first started. And when they put that side by side, I was like, ooh, them thin eyebrows, girl, that hairline way, way back. Thank God for wigs, right? Y'all, we was out here struggling with these closures, trying to sew them on our damn hairline this way back, child, whatever. They say now she looks like she's in her low 50s, maybe upper 40s. I was like, I'll give her low 50s. I'm not going to give her in her 40s. But Karen does look great. And then she asked Giselle about, Jamal and the money that was made, and, if she benefited from it. And, when they first got together, and Giselle tells her, look, I was there with Jamal from the beginning. When we started that church, it was 40 members and us, okay? And I helped him build and grow that church to 15,000 members. So, yes, and, for everybody that want to know, they wasn't living on no salary. When they first started that church, they didn't have a salary. He was living on his speaking engagements, and he had a couple of books out, and that's how they were living. He didn't start getting a salary until I'm sure the church got bigger, which is normal. You guys, people have a problem with pastors being paid at churches. But it's a job. If you want a pastor that has a mega church and this is what they have to do full time, then they need a salary. I never have a problem with pastors getting paid. I mean, they got to work. They got bills just like everybody else. So then she asked Karen, okay, Karen, well, do you think your point was made when you was like, Giselle, this ain't what you want, when you guys were sitting at the table and arguing? What did you mean by that? And Karen was just like, well, you know what, when I was talking about it, there was a hot box situation on social media. They were saying that on social media. Now, did I believe it? No. But Giselle was coming at me. Basically, Karen was just like, I was matching the energy. So when Giselle was saying what she was saying, and I was saying whatever the hell I had to say too. Okay, the hot box, sing, all of that. She just needed Giselle to get off of her back. And then she was just like, girl, what you and Uncle Jessup be doing? Okay, when y'all be having sex, do he be on top? Do you be grabbing his butt? I said, oh my God, Nikki. I was just like, are you really asking her this question? And you can tell that it was really late, because even though everybody was trying to entertain Nikki and all of that, that you could tell that there was like moments when people, their patience was getting real thin. That point when Karen was just like, come on, Nikki. And she was like, don't rush me. And Karen was just like, oh no, I'm enjoying this questions or whatever. But they was fucking ready to go. We only saw an hour, but they had to have been sitting there a few more hours. And it had to be about 10:30 when they got to Nikki getting there. So, yeah, folks was a little testy. Does Karen know what tossing the salad is? And of course, everybody was like, yeah, she knew what damn tossing the salad is. And, you know, she said she's never teabagged and everything. Karen was still stuck to it. You know, I don't care what anybody says. I have never done that. Now, let's move on to Mia. Mia, she loves the relationship. Nikki loves the relationship between Mia and her mother, you know. Did it bother her that Mia's mom had compared her to the father, considering how much the mom doesn't seem to like the father? And Mia said, yeah, I mean, it did kind of bother her. It did kind of hurt her a little bit, but she never said anything to her mom about it because, you know, they're all in this process of trying to heal and just get past things. But Nikki was like, you really should tell her, you know, things that bother you, you know, so that it doesn't come up, it doesn't become an issue and all of that. Now that we got the soft part out the way, so what's with all these surgeries, girl? Does it change anything? Does it heighten the climax? It was like, you know, and she was just like, no, it was really just, I guess she was just trying to get her cooch to look back the way it did before she had her kids, or it then got beat up, or whatever it done been through in life. Well, what's going on with you and Gordon's sex life? Y'all be having menage a trois and all that? And she was just like, no, I mean, not really. You know, it had come out during the show that Gordon liked white chicks. But I guess Mia was trying to say he just like women, you know, in general. But no, they don't do no threesomes. But I mean, if she wanted to, she could bring another woman, can bring another man. I don't know many men that'll let another man into the bedroom, but she says, yeah, they could if they really wanted to. Then Nikki was like, okay, so all y'all women that have married older men, okay, Mia with Gordon, Karen with Uncle Jessup, Ashley with Michael, you know, what was it that attracted you guys to them? Okay, if you already had your own money in the bank, if you already had $100 million in the bank, would you have married this person? So we start with Ashley. Ashley said she was attracted to him. She was like, well, what was you attracted to? And she was like, oh, he was very charismatic, you know, and, you know, when I met him, I was 22 and I was a bartender, and, you know, he did this, that, and the other. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, nobody up there is going to sit there and say, no, I wouldn't have married him if I had money. I mean, you are really trying to cause problems. Nobody is going to say that. Ashley was just like, you know, she still just fell for him. Karen was just like, well, you know, listen, I had to have Jessup because that man shook my soul. So yeah, Karen would have married him either way it went. You see them old pictures of Karen and Uncle Jessup, child. That Uncle Jessup looked like he was a mess back in the day, honey. He had his money, the Black Bill Gates. They look real happy in those pictures. And then Mia was like, how do you know that I don't have $100 million in the bank already? She's like, girl, I already know. Mia was just like, yeah, she still would have married Gordon, you know. And so, like I said, nobody really said that they wouldn't have married their man. Then we move on to Mia being a stripper, and, you know, all of the comments that Mia has had over the season about strippers. You know, Mia said that she didn't work in a strip club. She worked in a gentleman's club. You know, strip clubs serve chicken wings, and where she worked, they had steak and lobster. And Mia was like, you know what, I have to apologize to all my fellow cis-stricken strippers all over the world. You know, she made it look like she was looking down on them, and that's not what she was trying to do. And Nikki was like, girl, I'm glad you apologized, because you was looking crazy out there in these Real Housewives streets. Okay, I don't know why the whole stripper thing is a big deal to them, you know, because Mia has been pretty open about the fact that she was a stripper. You know, that's where she met Gordon and all of that. But when she said that, you know, she just always thought of strip clubs serving chicken wings, I was like, girl, don't sleep on the strip club chicken wings. Child, Strokers got the best damn chicken wings. I mean, I haven't been to Strokers in years, but last time I went, or every time that I've been to Strokers, honey, them wings been on point. And every strip club I've been to out here in Atlanta, honey, them wings be right. So, if anything, we don't want to get rid of the strip club because of the wings. She asked her, what does she mean when she said that Eddie couldn't look her in the eye? You know, when Wendy was having a problem with, when Mia was having a problem with Wendy. And she said that to her husband when she was having a conversation with him. Well, I never took it to mean that Eddie was so attracted to Mia that he was intimidated by her looks or anything like that. I took it more so that Eddie is so fucking henpecked by Wendy that he knows that if he looks at Mia and it looks like there's any interest there, then Wendy's gonna be all over it. And so, you know, when Wendy was just like, he only got eyes for his wife and he wasn't paying no attention to you and blah, 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 blah. You know, Eddie does seem a little henpecked, okay? Eddie does seem a little controlled by Wendy. I think he's trying to come out of that now, so they're trying to show more of his personality. But we remember last season, even Eddie's family was just like, they don't see it for Wendy because she's too fucking bossy. Her and her mama, okay? So, yeah, Eddie did seem like he's a little, you know, a little henpecked, like, yes, my love. Wendy tell him to do something, yes, my love. Alright, so then since we talking about Eddie, we move on to Wendy. Wendy been nervous this whole time because she knew that her time was coming. And Nikki was just like, well, people have trying to act like this is just normal, but it is a little different that, you know, you was a professor last season and you was all, you know, political commentating and on the TV and all of that. And then this year you selling candles. Okay, that's a little different, you know. So it had to be said when people were saying you doing things differently. You got on Fashion Nova and Skims and in Ivy Park, and you dropping it like it's hot and on the pole and all of this. And this is just totally different than what we saw last season. Maybe there was some truth to why you did what you did. You know, you got enhancements, you got your boobs done, your butt done, and all of that. Is it because Eddie was following a lot of booty models on Instagram? Oh, girl, no. And she was like, oh, you don't care? But why is it that at one point, you know, he was following a certain number of people, then all of a sudden he dropped down about 100 and something people. I said, people really out there screenshotting how many people you following and all of that? Evidently some blog had been following Eddie and just tracking his moves and all of that. And I guess maybe he was liking a few of these booty models and they started to realize that back then, remember, you could actually look at what a person was liking before Instagram changed that. Remember when they had that on there? So I guess they was following and tracking what Eddie was doing. And Wendy was just like, oh, girl, that's not what he's doing. I don't care what he's doing, blah, 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 blah. So you wasn't trying to keep up with the booty models on IG. She says no. Okay, Wendy says she doesn't care. Then, you guys, we move on to Candice. Candice and her mom. You know, Nikki asked her, like, did you realize that your mom, it just seems like your mom is hell-bent on ruining your marriage and, you know, really talking bad about Chris. And Candice said, yeah, she did. You know, once she finally saw it on the show, it did bother her. She said, well, did you talk to her? She said, yeah, I did talk to her after I saw what happened, what she said. And she said, and what did she say? And she says, well, I'm not going to, you know, disrespect her on TV. And they were like, but your mom disrespects you and your marriage on TV all the time. Okay. But Candice says that Dot's whole reasoning for saying what she says and doing what she does on the show is just because she's trying to really give good TV. Okay, at the expense of her daughter and her husband, you know, that's really going through, because Candice said, you know, she's already told us that it's affected her marriage and her in-laws and even her relationship with her mom, her husband, like all of that has been affected. Karen said that she even tried to warn Dot, like, don't get into a pissing match with your daughter and force her to have to choose between you and her husband, because then, you know, you might not be that person that she chooses. Although I'm wondering, I mean, Candice and Dot seem to have some sort of really strong tie to each other. And we've been telling her for a few seasons that her mom is a problem. Okay, but they let it go on so far, and now Chris and Dot, you know, Chris definitely don't see it for her. But Nikki was just trying to tell her that, you know, you need to take up for your husband, you need to create boundaries, you know, you need to talk to her and all of this. Then we move on to her music career. What did you guys think about, you know, her being a singer before her album came out and all that? Just what did you guys think? You know, Mia, oh, I gave it a -2, you know, when we was giving it a scale of 1 to 10. And, you know, the girls were like, oh, a 9. You know, I downloaded the album. And she was like, no, I'm saying before you heard the album, what did you think? So everybody was pretty much at a 5. Like, we knew that Candice wanted to sing, but nobody really knew if she was super serious about it. Nikki has Candice read her stats, tells us how many albums, how many streams, how many, people don't have huge numbers anymore. I mean, Candice is doing fine for an artist, an indie artist, or, an artist that's on a small label, or, so, I mean, she's definitely not going to do Nikki numbers. So, I couldn't even really gauge from Nikki's reaction when she said she sold 20,000 or something. I couldn't even gauge whether or not that's good or bad. Okay. And I don't really understand, like, if you streaming just the song or just the whole album, or you downloading, like, all of that, whatever. I mean, she's out there and people are enjoying her music. So they were like, okay, well, you a singer, go on and sing us a song, because on the album, it's clear that you auto-tuned. All right, so now we just want to hear you just a cappella. Okay, give it to us a cappella. And first, Candice is sort of hemming and hawing, not really wanting to do it. They were like, come on, you're an artist. Mia, perfect. Like, oh, girl, you're supposed to be an artist. Go on and sing. Like, what's the problem? Putting all this pressure on the girl. Okay, I mean, I know Candice not nervous to sing in front of people. I mean, she's done it plenty of times. So just let the girl get her bearings. Damn. Okay, so she was like, okay, I'm going to sing my new song. They actually showed part of her video of her new song, Sounds Good. And then she does a little singing there, and she doesn't sound bad. They're all like, damn, we had to go through all that just to get you to sing. Well, I mean, can y'all let a bitch breathe? Fuck, I'm trying to get it together, and y'all putting all this pressure on me and making shit. But she sounded good, and they were like, okay, yeah, she can sing. So after she finishes singing, then Mia was like, okay, you guys, I gotta pee. I can't hold it any longer. All right, so they take a break. And then the strange thing was Chris came on the set and he was like heated. Okay, I'm real mad. Okay, the line of questioning that was going on, he didn't like it. And they were like, well, what's the matter? What's the matter? And he was just like, I just didn't like it. I was like, they obviously left a lot of shit on the cutting room floor, because Chris really didn't have any reason, from what we saw, Chris didn't have any reason to be this mad. Because Nikki was really trying to take up for Chris from what we saw. And for him to come out there and be like, no, he didn't like that shit, he mad. I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna cuss out Nicki Minaj? Because, baby, them Barbs is not going to have it. All right? Them motherfuckers is crazy. So, like, I wouldn't go there if I was you. But he was heated and everything. And Giselle was like, no, that was great for her. She sang. She sounded good. But I have a feeling that more happened that we didn't see. And I'm saying that for everybody. Everybody up there, you can tell that Nikki must have asked a lot of questions and they didn't, because in the interest of time, this is the last episode. Like I said, it's probably 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning by now. Motherfuckers is over it. So, I'm sure he was mad, but they finally got everybody off, and everybody sat back down. And then Andy came out and was like, okay, we just gonna call it quits now. He brings out the tequila. Everybody has a tequila and a lime shot. And then the shit was over. But I'm telling you, I was just like, okay, that was cute. It was cute having Nicki Minaj up there and, just kind of shake it up a little bit. We used to the same old shit every season. So, I mean, that was entertaining and all. Who do you guys think is going to be back next season? I don't know if Mia will. She seems to be not sure if she's happy with the way that things have gone on the show. I can't really gauge if she really is, if she's just playing the game and acting like it bothered her so much, or if it really did get on her nerves. But as far as everybody else, I think they will all be back. Ascala, I don't think Ascala will be back. But yeah, the rest of the girls, I can see them all being there. They had a pretty good mix. It was a pretty good season. So now we just have to wait for Real Housewives of Atlanta to start. Portia's got her farce of a fucking show that I'm not reviewing. I already told you guys that, but I'm telling you again in this review, I am not reviewing Portia's show. I watched the first 10 minutes of it yesterday morning, and I was like, oh no. I am just not, because you're not going to play in my face. You just not going to do it. And I would rather you just be like, yeah, I did what the fuck I did and I'm happy about it. I don't want to see all of this other shit that's going on. And then Simon's voice gets on my nerves and all this. I just won't be doing it. So I'm sure one of the other reviewers out there will be reviewing the show. Y'all gonna have to get y'all keys from over there. Nigga can't do it. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. Gotta get to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm Itsrox. The channel is Itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.